Literally everyone, everything, everyone, every word, everything is canceled, canceled, canceled. And I'm going to lose my mind. Every day is canceled, canceled, canceled.
That's going to be a new Broadway show that Bridget puts on.
But it will be canceled, canceled, canceled before it even gets off the ground.
Okay, reality has almost caught up to The Onion and its post about Aunt Jemima shortly before the real announcement that Aunt Jemima is being rebranded.
What does it mean that reality is acceleratingly catching up to parody? It's a fantasy.
Living in the age of fantasy.
We're living in the age of fantasy. We're living in the age of fantasy. We're living in the age of fantasy. We're living in
In like 300 years, Bridget's going to be deified as like a god.
Maybe that's what the canceled musical will be about. Bridget Fantasy superstar. Yeah, so they canceled Aunt Jemima. The Onion posted an article about Sheila, who is a lawyer who sometimes occasionally likes pancakes. And then the PepsiCo announced that they were changing the image and the name of the very iconic syrup we all grew up with.
And this is just the start of the cancellations.
I mean, sure, she was problematic.
Yeah.
Some things are problematic, but it seems even more problematic for groups of people to be speaking on behalf of all Black people. I'm sure there are plenty of Black people who didn't care about Aunt Jemima and enjoyed her delicious goodness. Who was it? Terrence Williams? Is he the one who was doing the this doesn't taste like racism?
I didn't know that it was racist to eat Aunt Jemima. I've been eating this all my life. If this is what it tastes like, then I don't know what to tell y'all.
And the racialization of everything is also going to be problematic. I just sometimes feel like Democrats in particular, leftists, haven't really thought it all the way through.
No, it's just reactionary to like the moment.
But if you are going to racialize everything
becomes racial.
Yeah, and we don't want that.
No, that's a bad society to be living in.
We don't want that.
And then Eskimo Pies is changing its name because that was problematic too.
I mean, allegedly, according to Maggie's theory, the 1922 housewife who came up with this name was a deeply racist person.
But then you were saying that they were basically called pies because Eskimos couldn't bake because they lived in igloos or something.
They're not Eskimos, Maggie.
Well, they were called that in 1922, which is where the name came from.
You can't say that anymore. You can't say anything. What are they going to change it to now?
I don't know. We don't have an answer on that one yet.
So we don't know what Aunt Jemima is going to be called. And we don't know what Eskimo Pie is going to be called.
We do know what Disney Splash Mountain is going to be called because that too is being canceled and reimagined into the Princess and the Frog ride.
Oh.
Yeah, Splash Mountain apparently was named after some sort of really racist Disney short film. I can't remember what it was.
Disney was super hell racist.
Super racist in a lot of ways.
Anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Actors and actresses are resigning from the cartoon voices of color that they play.
All right, I don't want to take any agency away from these actresses. I just want to say you can give up a role and not make it about you.
True.
That's what bothers me is just give up the fucking role. You don't need to do a 2-page spread on your Twitter account about how woke you are and how you've accepted your privilege and you've realized the error of your original sin of whiteness. It's just so
pandering,
nauseating.
Yeah, it's virtue signaling.
Because you could just give it up and never say a word about it. Then you'd be a freaking hero. Just don't say anything. But no, it's got to be like, behold, for I have come to my awakening, my awokening.
I have seen the light, and it is not white.
This needs to be in our canceled musical. The Great Awokening. I've seen the light, and it is not white. Not white. It is not white. It is not white. Mike Henry from Family Guy. What a tragedy. But they still haven't accounted for the baby and the dog. Only talking dogs can play cartoon talking dogs. This is speciesism, and it's blatant, and I won't have it.
And only hyper-intelligent sociopathic babies can play hyper-intelligent sociopathic babies.
With very, very hilarious voices.
Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. The governor of Rhode Island had an executive order removing and Providence Plantations from all official documents, but it still has to be voted on whether or not they will actually remove it from the name of the state. It was voted on 10 years ago, and it was resoundingly defeated.
Roadies, the Rhode Island, they don't like change very much.
They don't like change.
I don't like change very much in Rhode Island, so we'll see how this goes. But perhaps they've had a great awakening, Why is it called plantation?
I think just because it was a plantation is defined as like large farm.
Not anymore. Not anymore. We must change the definitions of words. Change the definitions of words to fit the narrative. Those are the bad guys in the musical.
And then we've got Unilever to rename Fair and Lovely Skin Lightening Cream amid criticism.
There's a great tweet. Best joke I saw about this. They should rename it White and Ashamed.
And then in Houston, some real estate society is changing their use of the term master bedroom to primary bedroom, I think. They're getting rid of the term master because of the slave connotation.
This should be in Sprain My Eyes, too.
Uh-huh.
They're all just starting to overlap. The whole show is flattening into Beyond Parody. We should have just called the show Beyond Parody. Because it's no longer a dumpster fire anymore. Dumpster fire is just our reality. Our reality is parody. And parody means fantasy. And fantasy is going crazy right here on stage in this undisclosed location.
That's one of the rants during the musical.
When I'm locked up after they come get me for thought crimes. Yeah, I mean, what else is going to go? Are they changing the name of the Masters, like the golf tournament?
I have no idea.
There goes your fancy master's degree, everybody. Sorry. It's going to be called the somewhat kind of qualified degree. A moment of silence for words, please.
Words have now been canceled.
But we're going to get to that point because if we're going to drill down this deep on every single thing, not saying that some things shouldn't be canceled. Some people are inappropriate and they're problematic. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Right. If we're going to do that, it's going to be, well, English is a Romance language, and the roots of the Romance languages are Latin, and Latin comes from
Rome.
And you know what Romans had? Slaves. And you know what that means? We must cancel English.
And all the Romance languages.
Follow logic, Maggie.
We'll all be speaking Mandarin by this time next year.
And all I'll know how to say is still 垃圾生活.
垃圾香火.
Because we love China.